Hello, Cheers to Business listeners. This is Johnny Gwin, the producer of Cheers to Business. I know you're used to hearing the much more pleasant and intelligent voices of Karen and Katie on this podcast, but Katie couldn't make it into the studio this week, and because I am much better at making podcasts than dealing with spreadsheets, business reports, paperwork, profit margins, and those dreaded taxes, I again seize the opportunity to get some free and much needed advice from CPA extraordinaire Karen Simmons on this show. Hopefully my business and tax questions and issues will sound familiar and you can relate. So grab your favorite beverage of choice, take a listen, and I think with Karen's guidance, we can all learn something and start out the 2019 business year on the right foot.
I'm Karen. I'm a CPA, entrepreneur with big ideas, and I'm the mom.
I'm Katie. I'm a payroll specialist, business owner, and detail-oriented person that makes things happen, and I'm the daughter. Welcome to Cheers to Business.
Okay, Karen, I think it was episode ending the year, right?
That's about right.
13, episode 13. So I did most of that. I still have a couple of questions because we're all starting 2019 out, and I want to start on the right foot. So let me go ahead and ask a couple of questions about my business that you can help me with to start 2019 out right.
Ask away. I'm yours for the next 20 minutes.
If I write the check on December 29th, okay, and they've got it, and they don't even deposit that thing till January 6th, is that 2019 or 2018 year?
If you wrote that check and you sent it in 2018, you need to take that deduction in 2018. But here's a problem people run into is a lot of people now sync their bank account with their QuickBooks or Xero or any accounting package.
It auto loads to your expenses,
and it's going to show at the date that it cleared the bank. So you need to go take those transactions and date them to the date on the check. So you could lose out on a ton of tax deductions.
So you're saying go into the software.
Yeah.
And edit the date.
Yeah, put the date on the check. If you don't have your system syncing or you're cutting your checks out of your system, then you're telling them what the check date is.
Right. If I'm using my bank records and it went in January 2nd, but I wrote it December 28th, make sure to put it in my accounting software December 28th.
Yeah, because if you're syncing and it's going to default, I like live feed and making sure I put them in as I go along anyway and cut the checks from the system because this time of year for me, I got to watch my cash flow. Okay,
here's another question that I'm a single-owned business.
You're a small business.
Small business, single owner. I get payroll. I do payroll. Get a W-2, but I pay myself quarterly, and at the end of the year, I don't empty out my bank account on the last day of the year.
Let me stop.
Okay.
Stop you right there.
Okay.
It is such a misconception that the amount of money in your bank account is what you're going to pay tax on. Total misconception. It doesn't matter where it's sitting. For example, if you made $20,000 in 2018,
right,
and didn't take any home.
Right. The company made $20,000 or I made $20,000?
The company made profit.
Okay. Right.
The company made profit at $20,000 in 18. You didn't do anything with it.
Right. Just sat there.
You just sat there. 2019, you didn't make any. But you take $20,000 home, and you're thinking you're making it, but you didn't because you are the business. You and your company made that profit in 2018.
But here's my question, though. I can't write checks for my personal groceries out of my business account.
So you take a distribution.
That's what I took. I took a distribution.
Or a dividend.
I said fourth quarter distribution. I took my year distribution of that year. So it sounds like I'm kind of doing it the right way, and it is a distribution.
You are when you need it.
Because that becomes now it does become my money once I write that check. Where I have accounted for that money through my business, and I'll have to deal with it one way or the other.
Question for you.
Yes. I know you're going to ask that accrual thing or the other thing.
Okay. No, I'm not. In 2018, your company made $20,000 profit. You took $10,000 home to buy groceries.
Yeah.
In 18. In 2019, you take the other $10,000 home to buy groceries.
Right.
In what year do you think you get taxed on what?
It's a business paying tax on it, but I'm going to pay tax on it with when I make a distribution.
No, you're not.
Oh, geez.
That's what I'm trying to get across.
Okay.
Taking a distribution, dividend, whatever, is not a taxable event, period.
Okay.
Because here's why. Is in 2018, you made profit of $20,000.
Right.
Your company made $20,000. In 2019, you took 10 of it home, but you had zero profit. Okay?
Yeah.
You're going to pay tax on the profit in 2018 on the 20 grand and not pay any tax in 2019. It doesn't matter when you take it home.
Okay.
Doesn't matter if it's sitting in your business checking account, you put it in your mattress, the backyard, the gambling boats, or take it and buy groceries.
Right.
Or leave it in the business. You still made, the fact is, you made profit of $20,000 in 2018.
Right. I better put some of that in escrow to pay taxes.
Yeah.
I mean, even if personal or business, I'm going to have to, because it's me.
Yeah.
Because it's me. It doesn't matter if it's personal or business. It's going to come out of my tail anyway.
Well, you kind of use payroll to offset that. And that's Katie and them are so great about working with us in that, okay, I need a W-2. They're an S corporation. S corporations, the owners need to be on a reasonable W-2. Another show. So get a reasonable W-2, but you have enough tax paid in to help take care of the profit, not necessarily just to take care of that W-2.
And that's my next step, because I had money this year. In the past, I haven't had it. So that's something I need to work on in 2019. Here's another question. Say I did an invoice for someone on December 1st, and they got me the check December 27th. If I deposit it on January 3rd, is that a 2019?
You're going to hate this answer.
I know it's going to be awful.
It's cash or accrual.
Oh, gosh, I knew it. And that's, and that's what we got to figure out when I come meet with you.
But I have an easy answer.
Okay.
If you're accrual, then you count it when you create the invoice and send it to them.
If not, it's the year.
Otherwise, if you're cash basis, it counts when it goes into the bank account. But if you're not going to be able, you're too busy at the end of the year to deposit it to the next year, don't post it in your system until the next year either.
Oh, my God. So I'm hiring you just to let you know, and we'll get to a question about what I need to start that process, because I think that's the last thing we should talk about. So I have contract workers. Who gets a 1099 from me?
Anybody that you paid for services $600 or more that is not incorporated.
So like not paying them payroll or a regular check?
You're not taking taxes out of them. Okay, me. I have a corporation. You pay me to do your accounting, then you do not have to send me a 1099. But if you have a bookkeeping service come in, or you have freelance people that you hire that you have no control over, and there's certainly not W-2 people, be careful, that then you're paying them for services, and they may be, or may not be in business for themselves.
Do I do 1099s, or how do I get 1099s done properly?
Well, I would hire someone to do them that knows how to do them, another accounting firm, or, we can help you with that, because not just filling out a 1099.
No, I would imagine there's some kind of, you have to fill out the enrollment to say who this person is and how it goes properly.
You fill out a 1099, what kind of income it is, but you file all your 1099s with the Form 1096 with the federal government, and then a Form 96 with the state.
What I've always been told is you can pay it all day, but if the paperwork don't go with it, you get in trouble for no paperwork.
That's it. That's what you'll get penalized for.
I did read where a guy paid his taxes over the years.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And never did the paperwork, and he still did 8 years in jail.
Failure to file.
Failure to file, but he paid the money. I can't believe they didn't help that guy out.
They're going to get you any way they can.
I guess they figured out what the hell is all this money. I don't know where to put it.
And they don't waive the penalties like they used to.
Jeez. And that was a while back that I remember you and Katie saying, look, when I look at a financial report, profit and loss, the accountant looks at it a lot different than the business owner does.
It's telling a story.
And that stuck with me, because you're looking at opportunities. I'm looking at bottom line.
How about throw the word margins in there?
Yeah.
You're going to live and breathe by margins, because if it costs you too much to do a job, you're either not charging enough or it's costing you too much to do that job. It's coming out of your pocket.
Well, that's the thing, too, is that question of, do you even know what it costs to even be in business for a day, week, or a month?
Exactly. And that's what we do.
Yeah. It doesn't have to come down to the penny. You can do that way. A lot of times, it's just give me a ballpark.
Let's
start
wonderful.
with that.
You got to have people tell me all the time, I've had talked 3 people off the ledge this week because they're so worried about taxes. Where do I start? I said, back it up and take a breath, number one.
Yeah.
Get off the ledge.
Yeah.
Climb back in the hotel room, and I know that wasn't good. And I said, you just need to chill for just a second. Start with the truth. List out what you paid out. List out what actually happened. Let's have a starting point, and then it grows and you evolve from there.
But if you're starting now, you can't fix what you did in 18.
No,
because you said that. But at least you're working towards, hey, this is what we have to prepare for over the year. This is how we save the money for taxes.
It's going to be awful. You better.
Oh, shoot.
Let me see what you screwed up last year, so I can tell you what to fix for this year.
But don't you want you to find it and us to figure it out and the IRS to figure it out?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's the value. That somebody that's trained in this. I couldn't do this show without you, Katie, and I couldn't. Yeah. We couldn't produce this show. So, so what's the difference?
Hold on. I have no illusions of me thinking. I told you, me and money are not meant to be friends.
I know.
We are meant to be estranged lovers. We meet for one night and we never see each other ever again.
But you're funny, though, because you think the answer's one way. So when I try to go a different way, you keep trying to bring me back to the way you think it should be answered.
You're right. I'm not listening very well. What I come to the decision is this. Get my stuff together.
Yes.
And give it to you and say, look, make this all right, and I will pay you what the hell it's worth because God knows what I'm wasting.
Yes.
And time. The time I've wasted.
Go do 5 more podcasts in the time that you're worrying and going in circles and this stuff because that's not what you do.
Look, and don't read stuff on the internet because you get mixed messages. I will read one thing, one guy tells me this, and one lady tells me this. I don't know which is which.
If you get sick, do you look it up on the internet? Would you please stop taking tax advice from Billy Goat Hole when you get off the boat or out at the hunting camp? You've had too much whiskey. Do not take tax advice on the golf course either.
So hunting blinds.
Yes.
Boat ramps and ball games.
If there's beer involved, don't take their advice.
Or take it with a lot of grain of grain.
No,
take it with a lot of grain alcohol.
No, call me. You have my cell phone number. Stop. Just stop.
Okay. I have my business set up in another state. It's very expensive for me to do this. I'm not really getting the benefits of it.
Yeah, it used to be a thing a long time ago. You know, setting up in Las Vegas or setting up in Delaware. You have annual filings. I think. You know why the Delaware thing started? Back in the day when our grandparents were here, Alabama, you had to have an actual Alabama seal, okay? That cost money. You had to pay for it. So people would get set up in Delaware or wherever, and it just kept on that was the thing to do.
Yeah.
Remember the ham story where you cut off the size of the ham at Thanksgiving and Christmas? It's because your grandmother did it that way? Well, her ham was too big.
Right.
All right? So that's what's happened, and now there's really no need. So just transfer it because you got to file in Alabama if you're operating here anyway.
I heard you say this. It's better for you to do it because if you go through these online people, they put it in Birmingham or Montgomery or something, and then you got to pay the money anyway. So go ahead
You're just going to get me to fix it.
Right.
It's next to nothing, if anything, to even just do the right paperwork to have it transferred to Alabama.
So do you have all that paperwork?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's at our fingertips.
Okay.
And then LegalZoom's going to put you in Jefferson County in Birmingham.
Right. So I'm a new client coming in.
Hi, my name's Karen Simmons.
I am Johnny Gwin.
Hey, what do you do?
I have a podcast studio, and I make radio-like shows for the internet.
All right, you making any money?
I did pretty good this year, and I plan to double my revenue next year. And I need to have somebody help me out with my business growing.
Okay, are you looking to see what you did wrong to just save tax or to grow your business?
I would love you to look at it just wholesale and say, let's take a look at it. Let me ask you some questions, see what you're doing right, see what we can do better, and let me show you what my services can do.
That'll work.
Okay, so of course I'm going to print out my profit and loss.
I'm going to want the backup. I want to see.
So how many years do you want? 2 years?
Well, when you
I've been in business 2 years. Do you want both years?
You don't understand that because when you do an accounting system, you're backing up the whole data file.
No, I know that.
So all the history's there. Now, as far as I do want your last processed tax return.
So 2017.
2017.
Okay.
If something looks wonky, I'm not sure, then I'll ask for the year before.
Do you want my personal taxes?
Absolutely.
Okay.
When you go to a new person, if you've been filing the same kind of way for the last couple of years, and actually 2 years worth of tax returns is even better.
Yeah.
But you don't want to file something so different than what's been filed in the past. You're scared it's going to trigger an audit.
There's 80,000, and all of a sudden there's $102 million. It's a red flag of what the hell just happened.
It's as simple as going back to cash and accrual. Let's say I've seen an audit triggered that way because the person could not get me. I said, all right, your business was at cash or accrual. I got a 50-50 shot here. Well, I can't get my returns. You'll just have to file it. All right, so I got them signed. I'm filing this not knowing which method you used. I put cash because that was the most common for that industry. No, their prior account had filed them accrual. It cost an audit. Yeah. You got to see that past to see how to know to report to start going forward.
Can you fix things that happened in the past? Well, I know there's always a consequence to no matter what you do.
Super glue. There's always a way.
Okay. So profit and loss, tax returns from the years I've been open.
Yep.
And then how far back personal? Because I know I got those since I was 18.
No, good God, no. Don't bring me a stack of receipts either. 1 or 2 years.
Okay.
2 years, that's it. In fact, you can keep the past 5 to 7 years of tax returns. You can go ahead and have a bonfire for those back since you were 18.
Okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
So, and then I can give you access to my software. My system, I think, allows a CPA to be invited in, and that's probably better than me giving you a bunch of documents, isn't it?
Absolutely the way to go. And the more receipts you give, the higher the bill is because we have to go through the receipts. It's crazy. You've already entered everything. Now, let me ask you this. Have you reconciled December?
I have not done that yet. I got a couple of things more to add in there.
Yeah, don't send it until it's reconciled.
Yeah.
Because until your bank account is right,
Yeah.
you're not going to know that you truly have everything.
Yeah, I know that. I know that's right. I just, again, I told you I manually put things in my expenses. So all I've got to do is take my reports and put it in for December. Everything's been paid. I got to put it all in the system so you got the report.
Do you have anything in your bank account that has not cleared?
No.
Okay.
No, it's all.
So you do it as it's live and goes through and clears the bank.
Okay.
Some people don't, and they need to look at that.
One last thing. Say I pay a bill, business credit card,
Right, or personal.
at end of December.
Yeah.
But I don't pay the credit card bill until end of January. How does that work?
If you record that credit card, those charges, when you pay it off in January or make a payment,
Yeah.
then those deductions are going in 2019 when you write the check.
You mean for the credit card?
Yeah.
Pay for the credit card, not for the items that you pay with.
How does your accounting program know
Okay.
you charge things on your credit card?
Well, and you're right. 'Cause you know what? I don't put the day I bought it. I put the day it posted.
Right.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. That's all I needed to hear. Look, who gives a darn when I paid for it? When did it post? No, wait, it's backwards. Because I write that check for the credit card. Okay, I'm confused.
All right.
The stuff.
Etch a sketch.
Okay.
Clear your mind. You're sitting there and I call you and we've been doing tax planning for a while, and I say,
Yep.
if you need something, go ahead and stock up
okay.
now and go ahead and buy it now. You need the deductions this year. So we're sitting in the last week of the year. Well, Karen said only if you need stuff to buy stuff.
And then I buy it, and then I pay
And
it.
you put it on the credit card.
Okay.
Last week, you're on Amazon, wherever. Okay, so then it comes in, and the next week, and it so happens your credit card statement comes in. Let's say it was $4,000. So you write a check for $4,000, and you put it in your system, and you post it to supplies.
Right.
In that situation right there, you would get that $4,000 deduction in January 2019.
Okay.
Because that's what you told the system.
Okay, and I did do this instead of looking at that. What I did was I looked at my total balance up to the 29th of December, and I paid that balance to zero, meaning it's all paid by before 2019.
That's perfect.
Because you said rectify those credit cards.
Reconcile.
Oh, reconcile.
Not rectify.
Okay, well, fix them.
That's a different
Hey,
show.
you got to fix it. Y'all got to fix it somewhere. This is good stuff because it's going to help me and other people. I know other people deal with this
But
stuff.
just make sure you came full circle to that first conversation. You said, I'm going to write that check on December 31st.
Yeah.
So make sure that check is dated in your accounting system for 12/31/18, not when it clears the bank. There's a lot of people out there that is hitting different ways, or they have somebody else that's syncing with the bank account, and they're not getting their deductions in 2018 because they're clearing the bank the first week of January 19. And they think they've done everything that they needed to do to get their taxes lower. But they haven't, because it's showing up in their accounting system. So they got to look to see what they wrote and move it back to the right dates and watch those credit card charges. Make sure the charges in 18 are getting posted in 18.
Gotcha. Also, get your stuff together. Go get a professional to help you out, because it will save you a lot of time, and questions can be answered. And then look, I'm not saying wash my hands of what I do. My thing is let you do the big stuff. Let me work on them details, and then work in my business.
Go where you can make money. Go
Yeah.
do what you know how to do, and let everybody else who knows how to do what they do it. Period.
Okay. Well, and if not, we can go to Dompke Market and get
That's right.
and get some of that. Now, how do you say that wine,
Okay,
Karen?
let me see. Chateau Schverd.
Schverd.
No, look,
Schverd.
CHEVR. I don't think that's a D. I think it's a will.
All I know is I can't read it either. I was in the same Southern schools as you, so I know it's a red Bordeaux from France.
Yeah,
That's all I know.
2015.
It's actually, I'm not a big Bordeaux fan, but it is quite tasty.
It is. Chateau Cheval. So, Brooke at Dompke Market, please help us out again. I'll be coming to see you soon. And we sure so much appreciate you sponsoring our show.
Yes, thank you very much. And when tax gets either at the end of the year or starting out, wine is always a friend.
Do you deliver?
And they have a wine and cheese club, right?
Yeah, they started that, and I've been participating. Katie and I have. Oh, man, that's so good.
So that's a subscription base. So they kind of
Once a month.
they hand pick some stuff. So you get in the club and they send you that every month.
Yeah, because, people like Katie and I, we have a pair of earrings, but we don't know how to pair anything else. So that's about it.
Thanks again, Karen, for letting me take over the show and get some questions answered. And I'm sorry Katie wasn't here, but it's good for me.
It is. And thank you for letting me be your guest. And
Oh, you're a guest. Well, it's my studio, but when you're here, it's actually your studio.
Okay. Well, we've had a lot of fun about some really important information. Those 1099s are due out by January 31st. S Corporation partnerships, some of the due dates have changed. They're due March 15th. They're not due April 15th. Big send out there to pay attention to. And if you have any questions, call your accountant. There's some great CPAs here in town. Reach out to the people who really, really are looking out for your business because they care a lot about you.
How can they get in touch with you, Karen?
They can get in touch with me through the website, www.ksimmons@cpa.com, ksimmonscpa.com, and, of course, the office number, 251-662-1235. I have a great team of 14. It's not just me. There's CPAs, accountants, bookkeepers, some fantastic admin. The team is fantastic. Anybody there can help you.
And also cheerstobusiness.com.
Cheerstobusiness.com is the mom, and Katie and I, we watch it regularly. We've had some feedback lately, and we're excited about that. Please reach out to Cheers to Business because we'd love to hear from you. Reach out on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
We have a lot of activity on that. We've had a lot of likes recently, too, which has been exciting. So some people are listening to the show. If anybody ever wants to sponsor, let us know. We're up for that. And we're looking for ideas. And don't forget that we put out there, Johnny did, the 3 words for 2019.
I've got 6 people that we met here at the Container Yard, and we did it. So I'll get them to call in, and we'll put that throughout the year.
Did you see somebody put out on Facebook?
I need to go look.
They put their 3 words out.
Good.
And I told them, I thanked them for reaching out to us, and we definitely, be in touch soon. So I can't wait to do that show.
That's the 3-word mindset show. That's episode 16. And then can I do the cheers? Because I always get jealous when y'all do the cheers. Cheers to free accounting and business advice.
No doubt. Yeah. Cheers. Happy to help. And I guess that's why we do this show. We just want to help. We want to thank everybody for listening today. It's been a lot of fun. It's been different from our past shows, but I hope we gave you some great information for you to take into 2019. And if you need any more, reach out. In the meantime, cheers to starting a new year. Y'all, thank you so much for listening and being here with us today. I'm Karen.
I'm Katie. Please be sure to subscribe to Cheers to Business podcast on iTunes or anywhere else that you get your podcast. Visit our Facebook and be sure to give us a like. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to discuss, shoot us an email from the website cheerstobusiness.com.